How's it going? I know this is a rather interesting, different uh, area to see me from. Basically, what you're seeing is the wall that you rarely get to see. And here's the top of my Blu-ray collection here. And back there, of course, my E.T. poster. I love E.T. I mean, who doesn't love E.T.? It's one of the greatest movies ever made, in my opinion. Um, when I was a kid, I wasn't as big of a fan as I am now, but like as I grew up, I watched it more and I realized, wow, this is a very emotional, powerful movie. And that's why when I found out that they were putting E.T. on Blu-ray, I pre-ordered that sucker as fast as I could. But I didn't just pre-order anything. No, 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 no. I pre-ordered the Steelbook edition of E.T. on Blu-ray. And that's what we're going to look at today. As I'm sure you no doubt noticed from the tag up there, the title. Yeah, of course. Well, don't mind this. It's just, it's still bright and shiny outside. And, well, it's always good to have a little light for your videos, right? Right? It's not the best lighting, but hey, maybe it's a little noirish, huh? Huh? Yeah. Even though E.T. isn't noir, so I don't know what sense that makes. Anyways, I wanted to do it like this because, hey, look, here's E.T., there's E.T. I am a big fan. I am a big fan of E.T., so I had to get it. And I mean, when I got it on DVD, I realized that I started watching it so often that it's just like it's become a staple for me. Every Halloween, I have to watch E.T. because, well, it's kind of a Halloween movie. I mean, the biggest events maybe don't happen on Halloween, but one of the biggest events happens on Halloween night. It's one of those moments in the film that just like blows you away, where you're just shocked at the majesty of it all. And it sounds weird to say that, the majesty of E.T., because at its base, it's just a story about a silly, goofy little alien who found a little boy, and it seems kind of corny and stuff like that. In terms of a story, yes, maybe, but the way that it was done, the way that it was shot and filmed, it was shot and filmed and created and edited like it was an epic. And I don't care who you are, even if it's a stupid, corny little story, if it's made to be an epic, chances are it's going to be an epic. Now, most of you know I'm a pretty big fan of Steven Spielberg's. Actually, don't do much, but reach over here. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I did a little review of the 30th anniversary Blu-ray edition. Very good example of a Blu-ray and a good example of what to expect from Steven Spielberg on Blu-ray. As you may have noticed, every time he is asked to put one of his movies on Blu-ray, he goes the whole 9 yards. For the most part, he puts as much possible effort into, making sure that it is exactly the way it should be on Blu-ray. And he doesn't do what his friend does. He doesn't do what George Lucas does and add all this crap that doesn't need to be there. No. He said from the start, a year ago, that before it was even announced even, he said, E.T. is coming to Blu-ray, and we knew about Indiana Jones, but at the time we didn't know about E.T. So he said, Indiana Jones and E.T. are coming to Blu-ray, and they are going to be completely uncut. They're going to be everything that they should be. They're going to be the theatrical cuts. And they are going to look exactly the way they should be. He is more of a restorationist than George Lucas. George Lucas is a revisionist. Spielberg is a reservationist. He brings things back to the way that they were supposed to be. And God bless him for it. Because, I mean, it's so important to see things the way that they were intended to be seen. Not only just to be the way they were intended to be seen, not like the authorial intent, but just the way that it was made at that time. The way that it was shown in theaters at that time, the time that it was released. Because it's a part of history. Everything historically is attached to that moment. for that film. It says something. The moment that it was made, it says something about that moment in film history that you can't just overwrite or recreate. George fucking Lucas. Spielberg understands that. And so, needless to say, the transfer is frickin' beautiful. I have to say there are scenes in this actually that I didn't realize that there were actually, like, there's a scene where there's like an overarching view of the valley. Um, and what I didn't realize is that you can see, I think it's Elliot on a bike going down the hill on one side of the thing. But I couldn't see it, or I didn't really notice it before because he's so small, he's so tiny and insignificant. And I mean, that can mean a lot of things. But I mean, that's just one of those things that without the Blu-ray, you might not actually notice. So, yes, the transfer is fantastic, needless to say. So, what about the Steelbook? Well, I know a lot of my friends went out and they got the Digibook, and that's fine. Have your Digibook. I kind of thought about getting it too, but I wanted the Steelbook for a couple of reasons. First, it's snazzy. Hold on, let me just show you this here. Ooh. Brushed steel look. It's got the nice Elliot and E.T. and the bike thing there, and of course the awesome moon scene and the finger scene. They got like 3 different scenes on this steelbook. But first, yes, it looks amazing. Second, I know a lot of my friends and fans don't live in the States. They live in Canada. They live overseas, you know. And other places in the world, believe it or not, steelbooks are pretty prevalent. You can get them, quite a few of them. Quite a few movies come out on Blu-ray in steelbook form in other countries. But believe it or not, the one country you'd think with all the concept of the U.S. being extravagant, and we always like things, you know, the biggest and the best and the most hardcore and everything. You'd think that we would be one of the most prevalent countries for something like a steelbook, which is like total commodification, total capitalism right here in a freaking steelbook, you know, in my opinion at least. You'd think that'd be the case, but in reality, we usually only get like 2 or 3 steelbooks a year, if we're that lucky. I remember, like, I think it was last year, one of the only steelbooks that actually came out was for Battle Los Angeles. So yeah, we don't get that many, you know, awesome steelbooks. I got that I showed you before, The Dark Knight and Batman Begins on steelbook for $5. That was an amazing, never going to happen again kind of deal. That's why I had to get it, because those are 2 of the only Blu-rays that came out in steelbook form here that were actually pretty good movies. You know? So, of course, I had to get those. And this is another one I had to get on steelbook, because it's another one where it's one of the only movies this year that has come out on Blu-ray in steelbook form. So I understand the argument for the Digibook. People like the Digibook. It looks nice and shiny. It's like it does more to recreate that look, the whole bluish, you know, dark night scene, than this does on like a brushed steel kind of look. But, you know, I just had to make a decision. That being said, this actually wasn't that easy to come by. I thought it was going to be easy to come by because like I said, I pre-ordered it, so I was expecting that it would just show up in my mail. But I noticed as the days were waning by that I wasn't hearing anything from Target. This is, by the way, a Target exclusive. It's only available at Target, and they have limited quantities. Anyways, I pre-ordered it 3 months ago in July when I first found out that it was coming out and that it was only available at Target. By the way, thank you to Travis, Planet Beer Wagon, for letting me know about that, because I hadn't known about that beforehand, that it was only available at Target. Anyways, when I found out about that, I pre-ordered it on Target, and I was just waiting for it to come in the mail. But when I realized I wasn't hearing anything from Target, wasn't getting any emails, and I noticed a little thing in my bank account where I was like, wait, I think I have more money than I'm supposed to. I suddenly got a little worried. Like, did they actually take the money out of my account? Are they actually going to send it? So in the days following up, it said it's being prepared to ship. It's going to be shipped. That's what the official page on Target said. And then on the night before it was released, they changed the order to canceled. They canceled my pre-order after 3 months. The night before it came out, the night before it was released, they canceled my pre-order. And apparently it wasn't just me. I was talking to some friends. They also got the Steelbook. They also pre-ordered it, and they also had their orders canceled. Now, the prevailing thought is when we put the pre-orders in, at least when I did, this was actually $22.99 with like $3 or $4 shipping from Target. So it would have been like $25. But in the recent days, leading up to the release, they dropped the price and they dropped the price and they dropped the price to the point where upon release day, it was going to be $17.99 for the Steelbook. So what does Target do? The prevailing theory here, what does Target do to relieve themselves of the stress of actually having to go in and change those orders and refund some money and stuff like that? The kind of thing that, by the way, Amazon always does and has no problem with whatsoever. What do? Instead of refunding money and doing what they should do, they cancel all of the orders. What the fuck? I mean, if they ever wondered why Amazon gets more business than they do online, and why their online business at Target.com suffers, I think you have your freaking answer. We're trying to give you our money. I would have been happy to pay that extra price just to get it delivered to me. But no, you canceled my order. So what did I have to do to get this? On release day, because it's so limited quantity, because there's not that many copies even per store, I had to go down to a Target store to pick this up. And when I did so, I went back to the electronics department. I have to mention, at first I did look at the, they have usually a little display up front in at least one part of the cash register area where they put some of the newer releases. And I gave it a quick look and I realized it wasn't there. So I went back to the electronic department at the back of the store. Yes, they always have to hide it at the back of the store, don't they? I went back to the electronics department, and what did I find? It wasn't there. I asked somebody to help me. Somebody came up to me and asked if I needed help. I said, yeah, I'm looking for the E.T. Steelbook. Do you have it in stock? And he said, as he was walking towards the display for E.T., I don't think there's actually a Steelbook of that one. I don't think we got that in. And I said, well, you better have it in, because I pre-ordered that sucker 3 months ago, and then last night your company decided to cancel my order the day before it came out for no reason whatsoever. And he knew that I was visibly angry. So when we get to the display, he looks at the display and looks at me and says, nope, no Steelbook. Well, hold on here. I'll go and look it up in the system and see if we have any in stock. So I wait there, looking around the display, looking around all the aisles, looking for this. And lo and behold, there is nothing. There is nothing in the entertainment section. There is nothing in the electronics department that even resembles this. So I wait there for about 5 minutes, and he comes back and says, sir, I don't know that we even have this. I don't know that Target even carries this, because it's not showing up in our system. And I said, what do you mean it's not showing up in your system? It's a Target exclusive. It's only available at Target. And he says, well, it must not be something that's available at this particular location. And I said, Are you sure? Can you take a look? Because I came all the way down here after you guys canceled my order, and if I can't get what I paid for today, chances are, with the rarity of this, I'm not going to be able to get it ever. So could you please double check? And he said, sir, we did double check. We had two guys working on the computer, and both of us couldn't find it. So I don't know what to tell you. So I was like, in defeat, I was frustrated, and I was like, fine, I'll just have to go all the way to the other Target, which I don't even know how to get there, but I have to get there because if I don't get there today, chances are I won't even get it at all. So I walked back towards the front of the store, but before I did, I double checked at the front of the store again the display that they have set up for the newer releases, and lo and behold, on the very bottom shelf, in the corner, hiding, were about 10 or 15 copies of this, the Steelbook. And I was elated to find that one of the guys who was working in the electronics department had actually just come from the electronics department with a stack full of Prometheus Blu-rays to put on that very display. And when I saw him standing at the same display, as I picked this up, I said, you know, your guys back there just told me this doesn't even fucking exist. So I don't know what to say about that, but you guys need to get your shit together. And that was that. I mean, I didn't need to say anything else. I didn't want to say anything else. All I thought to myself was, if I was in charge of that department, I would not let shit like that slide. You can't let something like that slide because this is available only at Target. This is a Target exclusive. This is something that, as a company, you want to be proud of. You want to show it off. You want to display the fact that you are the only company that has this particular version of this particular movie in your stores. This is the only way you can get it. You want to be proud of that. You want to show it off. You don't want to be stuck in a position where you're literally, on the day of release, saying, I've never heard, where your people working for you are literally on the day of release saying, I've never heard of that before in my entire life, and I don't think we sell that at Target stores. When your consumer knows more about your company than you do, there's a fucking problem. But I digress. That's just my fun little story about how I finally got the E.T. Steelbook. And in the end, I guess I saved some money because I was going to pay $25 for it. In the end, I actually only paid $17.99. A pretty good deal, honestly, for a Steelbook like this. And one of the things I noticed that I was really kind of happy about, you won't see it because I unwrapped it and everything, washed it, But on the cover, it mentioned it actually mentioned the date that the digital copy expires. I was surprised to find that the digital copy for this particular Blu-ray doesn't expire until the year 2017. So I think that the movie companies are starting to wise up with their Blu-ray releases that have digital copies attached to them, and realizing that if they really want to sell these things, they have to make it available for longer than a few months. That making it available for a few months makes no sense and detracts from the usefulness, whatever usefulness there might be, of a digital copy. So yeah, I was kind of surprised and happy to see that. Just like a sign, a small little sign that they're actually doing things right for once. After, of course, having to deal with all the bullshit of just trying to get the freaking Blu-ray. But anyways, let me show you the insides. I don't want to give away my digital copy just in case I want to use it someday. I don't think I will. But I will give away, for anybody who should so choose to get it, the free game, apparently, the free ET game that you get with this, that's on the iPhone, iPod, or iPad. Anyways, here you have it, the ET Blu-ray, the inside of the Steelbook. It's got the Blu-ray right there and the DVD right there. It's got all the special features from the original release, along with some extra special features for just the Blu-ray release. And what they've done, for anybody curious, oh, by the way, there you go. Anybody want to use the QR code there to get this for free? I don't know if it'll work just using this video, but if it does, let me know. Anyway, I have no intention of actually using that, so go ahead, Just to show you the inside of the Steelbook there, it's got that nice little panorama. And I believe if you take out the discs here, that panorama continues on to the next slide, but I don't want to do that right now. I'm sorry, they just don't want to take out the discs. Although I do have to mention that this particular Steelbook, unlike others, the discs come out quite easily. It's not a struggle to get them out. So I was happy about that too. But yeah, I mean, it's a nice Steelbook. It's a low price right now, $17.99. You might want to check your Target to see if they have any left in stock, because, when I went there, not only was it a struggle to find it, but they only had like 10 or 15 in stock. And the feeling I got from it, from the whole experience, was that they probably don't have a lot of these actually in stock at Targets worldwide, or country in the U.S. that is. So, yeah. If you get the chance, go out there and check out this Steelbook. It is quite a beautiful Steelbook. I am very happy with it. It's got all those special features. What I was going to mention before is that this is the theatrical cut, but the stuff from the special editions has been included in a deleted scenes montage. So there you go, if you even care about that stuff. But anyways, E.T. Steelbook. Really glad to have it in my collection, back in my collection after I got rid of the DVD. I got the DVD and the Blu-ray now, and I am happy as a pig in shit. So thanks for watching. Catch you later. Peace.